Explore the vibrant arts and culture landscape of Michigan, a state with a thriving creative ecosystem that has birthed iconic movements like Motown and the Purple Rose Theater. Home to legendary musicians, writers, and artists, Michigan boasts a rich tapestry of cultural heritage known worldwide. Michigan Creates is a podcast series that will connect listeners with gifted artists and cultural institutions that are nurturing Michigan's vibrant creative landscape. Welcome to Michigan Creates. I'm your host, ArtClvb. In this episode, I sit down with co-founders Steve and Dorota Coy, the creative duo behind ArtClvb, a Detroit-based collective known for blending art, technology, and storytelling in unforgettable ways. From large-scale installations to immersive experiences, their work challenges how we see and interact with the world around us. We talk about their journey as collaborators, the power of public art to shape communities, and what it really means to build a creative ecosystem in Michigan. Let's dive in. Dorota and Steve, this is great to have you on Michigan Creates today. You and I both had a chance to catch up and meet, and I learned a bit about your business and its importance in the art and culture world here in Michigan. So I appreciate you both being on the show today. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks. We're happy to be here.
So let's talk about your background. Is art and culture in your background that we're going to talk about the business idea because I do think it's very unique, but maybe share your backgrounds with our audience real quick.
Steve and I were both artists. We've been in Detroit. We moved here in 2008. We moved into a loft in Eastern Market when we first got here. And we just sort of jumped into creating our art. We bounced around the city quite a bit, grew our career as artists, made a lot of, street art, installation art, performance art, just visual art overall. And we love living in Detroit.
That's awesome. And so from Eastern Market, you went to Michigan Central. You're in the new lab facility at the moment, and which is kind of led you to believe, okay, you've been doing your artwork, you found that there was something missing, right? And so the business is a way to answer that deficit that's out there, which is called ArtClvb, spelled CLVB. And you guys could talk about that too. But am I correct? Is that what really led you both to creating this business? Steve, what do you think?
Yeah, I think when we first came to Detroit, we started to see all of the incredible artists that were here. And we were both so amazed by the immense amount of talent here. And there are galleries here, and I think like galleries play a super important role in the ecosystem, but there wasn't enough galleries to actually support all of the art that we saw. And so we just started thinking like, are there how many artists are out there like this that aren't being represented in gallery systems? And as we did more research, we found that there was actually a ton of artists. It wasn't a unique to Detroit problem, although I still say there's a particularly amazing amount of talent here. So yeah, we thought like, is there a more efficient way to help connect buyers and collectors to artists and artwork? And in terms of the V in ArtClvb, we love the look of it. The old, it's a Roman U, and also on the practical side, we couldn't really trademark ArtClvb with a U because it's such a generic thing. So there's a bit of practicality in there.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Maybe Dorota, talk about what is ArtClvb then. It's an app is what people, I guess, should understand. So maybe talk about the technical aspects of what is ArtClvb.
ArtClvb is a platform that connects artists to art buyers for in-person events and through the app. Just makes things more accessible, democratizes it, and allows art buyers to connect directly to the artist.
Okay, so let's talk about collaboration since you've founded this this business. I mean, it's 2022, if I'm not correct, is when you started here. So we are 3 years later. Talk about some of the success, maybe even some of the challenges and the collaborations that you've been doing since you began.
2022, 3 years, but I think it started just like that's when, we sort of just had the idea of
Right.
like thinking about how this could work. And it takes time, like when you have an idea to figure it out, like the logistics of like building an app is apparently not as easy as I thought it would be. Or as cheap as I first thought it could be. I'm like, oh, this is so easy. So first we reached out to TechTown and they were amazing. We got connected to talk through some experts that work in tech. And we started just getting some advice on how to proceed. And we were able to receive our first grant that allowed us to build sort of like the MVP of it. And it was really funny because the grant, I mean, like to us seemed like $15,000, which is like a lot of money. But as we started getting quotes for building out an app, everyone was like, what you're talking about is $1 million app. So we had to readjust things and figure things out, and like true to the MVP idea, like what is a must and what is a want. Yeah, and from there, like we are here now. We have the the app. It's downloadable on Google and Apple. And it transacts beautifully. And we also just this week launched the web version of the app. And now we're collaborating. We started off, working with the artists in our own space, just sort of like work through the app and working through the user interface. But now we're able to work with collaborators. We have quite a few collaborators that we have exhibitions planned, but we have CCS alumni show coming up on May 16th. So we can publish their exhibitions right on the app for people to purchase work directly from the artist.
And just in terms of timeline, because this is an interesting thing that happened kind of accidentally, but we actually incorporated on March 13th, 2023, which is 313 Day in Detroit, as you know.
Yep.
So we thought that was really interesting when I saw the articles of incorporation. But for us, like obviously there's like an incubation period where we're talking to TechTown. I think there was some really great mentorship. We went through programs to learn about customer discovery and other ways to approach like how to do a startup. So it's pretty amazing for us as artists to go from not knowing how to do any of this to being where we are today. So we're super thankful about that. But we would consider the like actual launch of our business to have been like 6 months ago when we ran an art fair. And so that's when the app, we got our real like MVP working version where people were transacting on app.
Talk about the user experience. So if I'm going to go to the app, what am I going to see? How much artwork is on there? How do I interact with the app?
Yeah. So another thing to point out too is that we think about it as like a social marketplace. And so we're going to build some additional features out. But what we love is that artists can have profiles, collectors can have profiles. We also want to help and support galleries as well. So they can have profiles. And as Dorota mentioned, there's universities and other people coming on. So the experience is that we currently have over 500 artists, and we find that the local ecosystems are really important, and we want to communicate to people. We found a lot of people are interested in knowing about the art in their backyard, so to speak, right, in their area. And this is something that curators are looking at, which is really cool to see trends that might be happening in Detroit or across the Midwest. And so 500 artists currently and over 5,000 works. And so you can search by price range right now, and you can also search by city. And then we have, a very large amount of features we want to roll out. But that's okay because we're fine, continuously working with our user base to kind of reprioritize and see what people want. So, some of it's validated by things that are already on our list, and some things come up that we hadn't necessarily considered. So it's a work in progress. It's super fun. It's super rewarding work. And I think for us, the most exciting part is to bring artists in any area, but in particular, it's happening in this area, new collectors. right? So
Okay.
people are discovering new artists and coming to see it, and we hear stories. We have artists that have been on app and they participate in our studio events, and they say they're seeing new people coming into their studios and buying work, which is really exciting for us. That's what we wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean, just to build off of what Steve said, a lot of our friends that collected our art, one of their main, like sort of complaints or whatever, was like, it's impossible for us to know and support and buy art from the local artists if we don't know who they are or where to find them. So that's like the main issue that we're focusing on. And also some of the artists that we're bringing on the app and showcasing them, highlighting, featuring them, they get shows at galleries locally as well, because the same issues for the curators. Sometimes it's hard to find and know who all the artists are in your city.
Right.
So we're sort of like helping elevate the artist's career through connecting them to buyers, but also to other curators and exhibitions in Detroit or Chicago or Cleveland, because now we have launched in the Midwest area through some of the events that we've been organizing.
Yeah, I think this is super amazing that you've created this this app and really this platform for artists to really showcase what they do. Now, I in particular can't even paint a wall. So if if I came to you though, is this a curated list? I mean, can anybody, put their artwork in, through your platform, or is there sort of a process involved?
Well, we do curate the platform to make it more digestible for people to find the art that they're looking for, and making sure that, we present the artist in the best light possible. But we welcome all artists to the platform. Anyone can open up a profile and sort of like their storefront, where
Yep.
they can share with their network the artwork that they make and they want to sell.
So what's next for Art Club? What types of things are you looking to accomplish moving forward?
Yeah, so as we touched before, we're, continuing to develop the features on the app and curate more artists and bring in curators actually that will help us curate some of the exhibitions like on the app. As I said, we launched the web version of it, so now you can search on your desktop and you can see the artwork a little bit closer in detail. So we're continuing to develop the app itself, and we have some exciting partnerships coming up. And continuing to grow and partner with amazing like retail spaces and universities, and bringing more art and bringing more art buyers.
Well, I appreciate both of you taking the time to chat with me today. We both, obviously, I said this early on, that we had an opportunity to meet in person and chat about your business model and everything else. And I recall making suggestions and whatnot, and you guys were already on it, which was great. So, I mean, you're artists, but you're also entrepreneurs, and I think that that's very important aspect, and a really a good combination, especially here in Michigan. So, Dorota, Steve, thank you. Much luck with Art Club, and hopefully we'll get more people to check you guys out. So, thanks for doing this today.
Thank you so much for having us. We're super excited. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Michigan Creates. We hope you've had fun diving into the creativity of our state. From Motown melodies to artisanal wonders, Michigan never fails to dazzle. But hey, the creativity doesn't stop here. Connect with us online, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss new episodes. Help us spread the word and also share your own artistic stories. So until next time, I'm Ara Tapuzian, and I want you to keep those musical instruments in tune, keep those paintbrushes moving, and keep those cameras rolling. Remember, in Michigan, the only limit is your imagination. Stay creative.